Behind green gates in the New Forest, there is a quiet country home. It's where Kate Middleton lives with her family. No paparazzi, no palace guards, no noise. Only peace, kids playing, and the sound of birds. But this isn't what most people imagine when they think of a princess. Something about this place will change how you see royal life. The house is a 12,000 square foot mansion surrounded by 16 acres of land. It has lavender gardens, tall trees, and wide lawns. Inside there's no gold or glitter, just a calm family home. She drives her kids to school herself. She bakes lemon cake in the kitchen. She even walks her dog through the fields near Windsor. It's simple, but full of warmth. Most people only see her at Buckingham Palace or Kensington, smiling in photos. But this is her real life, away from the cameras. You'll be surprised by what's inside this royal home. Kate was born in Reading, raised by working parents, not royalty. Now she balances duty and motherhood with quiet strength. Her fortune may be $50 million, but her real treasure is privacy. Stay till the end, because the inside of her estate will leave you speechless. Kate Middleton's story begins far from any palace. She was born in Reading, England, on January 9th, 1982. Her parents, Carol and Michael Middleton, worked hard and stayed humble. They built a home full of warmth, discipline, and big dreams. It wasn't royalty, it was real life. And that's where her quiet grace began. Her mother, Carol, started a small business called Party Pieces. It began on a kitchen table and grew into a multi-million-dollar company. From this, Kate learned her first royal lesson. Elegance starts with effort. The Middletons were not aristocrats. They were workers, people who built their success from scratch. Kate and her siblings grew up with values, not titles. At St. Andrew's School in Berkshire, teachers said Kate was disciplined and calm. She wasn't loud, but she always stood out. She led others not with words, but with her presence. Even as a child, she carried herself like someone meant for more. But soon, her life was about to change. At age 2, Kate's family moved to Amman, Jordan. And that move would open her eyes to a much bigger world. In 1984, the Middleton family moved to Amman, Jordan. Her father, Michael, worked with British Airways. For 2 years, Kate saw a world far from England. New languages, new faces, new cultures, all shaped her view of life. When they came back to England, something in her had changed. She saw the world with wider eyes. She returned to St. Andrew's School in Berkshire, the same name that would later change her life. There, her quiet confidence began to grow. At Downhouse and Marlborough College, she found her rhythm. She loved sports, art, and photography. Teachers called her focused and calm, someone who led by example, not words. She was captain of the hockey team and a strong tennis player. But what stood out most was her eye for moments. She took pictures that told stories, not just poses. That love for photography still lives on today. She even takes portraits of her own children. These early years gave her balance between grace and strength. But her biggest turn was still ahead, because in 2001, she walked into St. Andrews University, where fate was waiting. In 2001, Kate Middleton arrived at St. Andrews University in Scotland. The air was cold, the walls made of old sandstone, and history seemed to whisper through every hallway. There she met a young man named William Windsor. At first they were just friends, sharing lectures, breakfast, and quiet laughs. They studied art history together and lived in the same student halls. What began as friendship slowly grew into something deeper. Then came the charity fashion show. When Kate walked the runway in a sheer dress, something changed. Prince William looked at her and saw not just a friend, but a woman who had captured his heart. The media later called her the girl who stole the prince's heart. But Kate's strength wasn't just in beauty. It was in her calm and courage. She stayed grounded while the world began to notice her. They were still just students, worrying about exams and the future. Except one of them was destined to be king. But fame doesn't come without a cost. After university, Kate started working at Jigsaw and later at Party Pieces. And that's when the world's eyes turned fully on her. From 2005 to 2007, Kate Middleton was no longer just a student. She was the woman dating the future king. And the press followed her everywhere. Every walk, every smile, every outfit was turned into a headline. She was called Waity Katie by the tabloids, mocked for waiting for William's proposal. But through it all, she stayed calm, polite, and strong. She didn't fight back with words. She let her grace speak for her. In 2007, when she and Prince William briefly broke up, she didn't fall apart. Instead, she used the time to grow stronger. She focused on herself, her friends, and her work. Kate worked as an accessories buyer at Jigsaw, earning about $40,000 a year. She lived quietly in Chelsea, stayed independent, and never sold her story. Her calm through the storm showed what kind of person she really was. Friends later said that time changed her. She became confident, peaceful, and sure of herself. It was the test that made her ready for the royal life ahead. And soon, the world would see her again. Because when William realized what he'd lost, he came back. For good. On April 29, 2011, the world stopped to watch a wedding. Inside Westminster Abbey, history met the present. Kate Middleton, a girl from Berkshire, walked toward her future as the Duchess of Cambridge. It wasn't just a wedding. It was a moment that united a nation. More than 2 billion people watched across the world. Her Alexander McQueen gown became the most famous dress of the century. But the dress wasn't the real story. The vows were. Because in that moment, Kate didn't just marry a prince. She took on a life of duty, service, and endless public eyes. As the music played, she walked those last few steps alone, steady and calm. It was a quiet message. She was entering her new life on her own terms. The cheers outside echoed through London streets, but her expression stayed graceful and sure. That was the first sign of the woman she would become. A duchess with purpose, not pride. But the crown was not her final goal, because this day wasn't an ending. It was a beginning. From that moment, Kate's real transformation had just begun. Kate Middleton didn't try to outshine anyone. She built her name slowly, with patience and kindness. She focused on helping families, children, and mental health, not fame. In 2016, she started the Heads Together project with Prince William and Prince Harry. It wasn't about cameras, it was about real people. The campaign created more than 500,000 free support chats in its first year. Thousands found help when they needed it most. Then in 2021, she launched the Royal Foundation Center for Early Childhood. It focused on the first 5 years of life, the years that shape a child's future. In 2023, her Shaping Us campaign joined hands with companies like Unilever and IKEA. Together, they helped make workplaces and homes better for children and parents. At a charity polo match in California back in 2012, Kate and William raised over £1 million in just a few hours. That money went to give young people scholarships in sports. Her actions showed that true influence isn't loud, it's felt. But her most important job was yet to come. Because soon, she wouldn't just be a princess, she would become a mother too. Kate Middleton changed what it means to be a royal mother. She showed that you can wear a crown and still live like a real mom. She drives her children to school herself. She bakes with them, helps with homework, and takes their photos on birthdays. Every picture you see of her children, most are taken by Kate herself. She wants them to grow up safe, happy, and normal, not trapped by fame. Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis go to school near Windsor. Instead of handing everything to staff, Kate stays hands-on. Weekends are for family, not royal duty. They cook together, hike, and laugh in the garden. William takes care of the grill while Kate makes her lemon sponge cake. Evenings end with movie nights by the fireplace or long walks with their dog Orla. It's a picture of simple happiness, not royal display. But when the cameras are gone, her peace is found elsewhere. Behind stone walls and quiet fields, her country estate holds her truest calm. A home built not on power, but on balance, love, and grace. Behind the quiet roads of Windsor, there's a place most people never see. A home hidden by ivy walls, long oak trees, and lavender gardens. This is Kate Middleton's country estate, calm, private, and full of heart. It's a 12,000 square foot Georgian home surrounded by 16 acres of green parkland. The gates open to a long gravel path lined with trees older than memory. The air smells like fresh flowers and morning rain. In the center stands a pale stone mansion, its windows glowing in the sun. Inside, the front hall has black and white tiles and a curved wooden staircase that spirals upward. To the left is the sitting room, where soft sunlight fills the walls. A gray velvet sofa faces a warm log fire, and books line the shelves. It's quiet, safe, and full of peace. Across the hall sits the dining room, with a walnut table and a shining crystal chandelier. Here, the family celebrates birthdays, dinners, and simple moments. The smell of roast and rosemary fills the room as laughter echoes under candlelight. But the real warmth lies deeper inside. Beyond the dining hall is the kitchen, bright and open. And that's where the Duchess finds joy, baking with her children, smiling as their laughter fills the air. Kate Middleton stands on a quiet fortune, about $50 million today. But this wealth isn't built on fame or flashy deals. It's built on duty, family, and legacy. Long before royal life, her story of success began at home. In the 1990s, her mother Carol Middleton started Party Pieces, a small idea born at a kitchen table. It grew into a mail-order empire, worth millions at its peak. That spirit of hard work and independence shaped Kate's values. Before marrying Prince William, she worked at the fashion brand Jigsaw, earning around $40,000 to $50,000 a year. She knew what it meant to earn her own way. After her 2011 marriage, her expenses became part of the royal system, managed through the Sovereign Grant and the Duchy of Cornwall, which is worth more than $1 billion. Together, these estates generate over $30 million each year to fund royal duties and public service. Her choices even move the global market. When Kate wears a dress, it often sells out in hours. That's the Kate effect. Yet she never takes money for it. For her, real wealth isn't cash, it's purpose. It's using her position to serve quietly and give back meaningfully. Kate Middleton now lives life at a calm, steady pace. At 42 years old, her mornings begin with coffee on the patio and soft music playing inside. The air is quiet, the mood peaceful, and the rhythm slow by choice. Her days are simple and balanced. Family mornings, work-filled afternoons, and peaceful evenings fill her schedule. She tends her rose garden, takes photos of sunlight across the flowers, and reads quietly near the window. When she steps outside, she loves to run, cycle through Windsor Park, or play tennis at the Hurlingham Club. Her circle of friends is small but loyal. Names like Natasha Archer and her sister Pippa Matthews. Even travel now feels calm and meaningful. During her 2023 visit to Scotland, she was seen hiking near Balmoral with her children, smiling, relaxed, and unguarded. This is not the fast life of fame. This is peace in motion. In a world that constantly watches her, Kate's secret strength is balance. She stands between duty and motherhood, grace and simplicity, royalty and real life, and somehow keeps them all in harmony. Few royals ever find that peace, but Kate Middleton has. Kate Middleton's country home isn't just a mansion, it's a message. After years of public pressure and royal duty, she has found something rare: balance, grace when watched, calm when judged, and peace when no one is looking. This isn't about money or fashion, it's about choice. The choice to live simply when the world expects more. The choice to drive her children, to bake in her kitchen, to be present instead of performing. True royalty isn't in crowns or castles. It's in the quiet strength to stay kind, steady, and human. Every flower she plants, every laugh from her children, every calm morning, that's her crown. At dawn, she stands by the orangery window, watching her children play. No cameras, no noise, just peace. Behind those ivy gates, she's not just a princess. She's proof that true power is stillness. From Berkshire beginnings to Windsor serenity, Kate Middleton's story is about balance. She didn't inherit royalty. She earned it through grace, discipline, and heart. She chose family over fame, purpose over pressure, and peace over power. Her $50 million fortune isn't built on fame. It's built on legacy. Her country estate doesn't show off wealth. It shows elegance. Her biggest achievement isn't what she wears. It's how she lives, with kindness, simplicity, and strength. If this look into Kate Middleton's hidden life inspired you, hit subscribe. If you respect a royal who chose simplicity over spotlight, smash like. Turn on notifications, because we share more stories about those who live with real grace. Tell us below, what part of her life impressed you most? The home, the philanthropy, or her family life? And remember, elegance whispers, it never shouts. See you next time.